What I'm seeing is that the beginning of the month holds a great new beginning. This is like planting a seed, Aquarius. The world wants to give you something new, new riches, new lifestyle. It's a new gift, and it's just your job to put out your hand to receive it. And it creates a whole new life for you. That's what this portal is. That's what this gateway to the new garden is. So Ace of Coins is new beginning in terms of money, assets, things that you value. This is the seed that you plant, and then it blooms into the 10 of Coins, and later the King of Coins, feeling secure and stable and sort of having it all. So what is it that you can receive, Aquarius? The world is trying to give you something. So be open to that. And maybe begin, I'm seeing the new moon in Libra. Is there something that you want to receive in terms of new knowledge or new something tangible, something that's valuable, an asset? This could be like the coin that you put in your pocket that takes you to new places. I do see 2 of Cups in reverse here. So this could mean some struggles with relationships, potentially, or that you're not seeing that there's relationship energy available to you. It could be that you're taking a time out from a relationship because you've begun a new job or something to do with earning money, or that you're feeling like you need to stand up for yourself. That's 7 of Wands energy, and that maybe 2 of Cups right now is taking a back seat. But you do have this available to you here. This card is showing up, and this is the love card. It's exchange of hearts. Cups represent heart energy, so it's also a very healing card. But it's saying that there's some challenge to that right now. It may just be that it's in delay, or it's just kind of on the back burner is what I'm getting for a lot of you, while you focus on this new thing and kind of standing up for yourself. And maybe showing some leadership qualities. 7 of Wands can be standing up and taking a defensive stance, like defending yourself against all these people. Or it could be that you're leading. It could be both, really. That you're standing on the top of the mountain and all these people are following you. So sometimes this card is called success despite adversity. And what it means is that when you're willing to fight for something, when you're willing to stand up and be assertive and say, this is what I believe, this is what I'm willing to take action on, you put yourself in a successful position. He's in an advantageous position. He's above everybody else here who's below. So he's either leading them or he's fighting them off, but it's about having determination and standing up for yourself. So that's coming up beginning of the month here. And this is Aries energy too. With this full moon, this is like saying, this is what I believe. I'm willing to stand up and fight for it and say it. That's that 3rd house of communication and saying, I'm not going to back down from this. I'm going to assert myself. So that might be coming up for you, Aquarius. I do see High Priestess in reverse, which tells me that you may not be trusting your instincts or getting quiet enough to hear the messages from within. She knows, High Priestess, by just being receptive and just listening and tuning in to her quiet self. With this in reverse says you may not be trusting those inner messages that you're getting. You may not be trusting your gut reaction or just those feelings or impressions that are coming to you. And I'm going to encourage you to trust that, Aquarius. That's really going to serve you. Even though you've got this fiery, I'm standing up for myself, I'm defending, I'm leading, she's very different and she's very quiet and very knowing. So I'm going to invite you to harness that aspect of yourself as well this month in tandem with this. This is very fiery, brash energy. This is very Aryan energy. And she's very quiet. She's more connected to this moon energy, which is more about heart, but it's also really about knowledge here. So I'm going to encourage you that even if you feel like taking action, sometimes getting quiet and hearing those messages from your intuition and your gut feeling, that's really going to help guide you. Don't discount that. Or don't doubt, fear, or resist those messages. In the middle of the month, you've got Page of Cups, which says, what lights you up? What makes your heart leap? What makes you joyful? What makes you passionate, sort of young, like an adolescent, feeling free, feeling like your heart jumps? And if you think back to when you were a teenager, that's what this card is kind of about. That what made you excited and passionate, and what made your heart full? What made your heart jump? It potentially could be a younger water sign person that shows up. So this could be, or that you're interacting with, it could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio that's showing up mid-month. But I kind of get that it's you, Aquarius. And I get that you might be infatuated with something. You might be looking at what makes me happy, what turns me on, what lights me up, what makes me feel passionate and young. And I kind of get that it might be a group project that you're working on. This is collaborative work, 3 of Coins. This is really working on something that is tangible and has results, and generally financial results. Usually this represents the worker, the architect, and then the client who's going to use the building. So group projects are really featured for you mid-month. And it's funny because with your 10th house, with Jupiter going into your 10th house October 10th, this is really like if you're doing anything in a group, like if you're in a band, or if you're working on a team project, or if you're working in any sort of like group dynamic, this is really featured. This is going to have some nice results. You're building something, and you're surviving through any challenges that come up with that. This is the Survivor card, 9 of Wands. And it's saying, I don't care how many times you knock me down, I'm going to get back up and keep going. So it's really a lot of strength towards building something here in the middle of the month, and potentially something that lights up your heart. So this could either, like I said, be you being joyous, being infatuated with something. Sometimes this is puppy love, or it could be a young water sign person who's turning up and who's captured your attention. I do also see 5 of Swords here, along with 7 of Swords. So there's someone that may not be being on the up and up with you, Aquarius. You're going to have, these people are both surrounding this King of Wands, and he's a person in authority who doesn't necessarily see eye to eye with you, doesn't necessarily have your back. This could be like a manager, a landlord, a boss, somebody who's trying to take control. And usually this represents a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And they're usually pretty, on the high side, they're usually pretty charismatic, and they've got big ideas, and they do things in a bold, exciting, adventurous manner. But with them in reverse, and surrounded by the 7 of Swords and 5 of Swords, I don't see this person necessarily as having the same vision as you. So I'm going to say try not to get bowled over by this person. Try not to get burned by their fire, because King of Wands can be pretty fiery. On the low side of King of Wands, because they're showing up in reverse, this person can be very bossy or very controlling or very like domineering. So I'm just going to say, if you're having any of that kind of interaction, especially towards the end of the month, you have all the resilience you need. You've got this 9 of Wands. You're like, I don't care how many times I get knocked down. I'm getting back up. I'm going to continue going forward. I don't care if you pull the rug out from underneath me. I'm working on my thing, and I love it. So just know that if there's anyone who's kind of trying to call the shots that doesn't have the same vision as you, don't put your faith in them, or don't put your trust in them. They're kind of out to collect. That's what I'm seeing here with 7 of Swords and 5 of Swords. They're into collecting for themselves. So don't worry about him. You don't have to, he doesn't really have authority over you, Aquarius. You just focus on what you're creating with others and your resilience and what your heart loves. This is a really good, it's funny, if you look at this, all 3 of these are looking in the same direction. The heart, the collaboration, the effort, and the resiliency, all in this direction, all working together. This guy is going in a completely different direction, along with this guy. This one's focused on the battlefield. He's like, what can I take that's mine? So just go in your own direction. Let the others who are trying to, like, if there is anyone who is being shady or deceptive or not presenting themselves as part of the group, let them go their own way. That's what I'm really getting from that. And trust your inner instincts about what that is, because that's really going to serve you. Also, wow, this is really working hard, Aquarius. 10 of Wands along with 8 of Coins. Work may feel like a burden towards the end of the month. You may feel like you're just grinding it out. 10 of Wands means feeling like you have too much to do, and 8 of Coins means, working hard. This is work that produces results, though. I'm going to say look and see if there's anything that you're carrying that is more than your fair share of the work, because that may be giving you a heavy feeling, and you may not be totally into it in the same way that you were mid-month, but just don't give yourself over to getting into a place where someone takes away all this hard work that you're doing. Don't let someone steal your ideas or the work that you've done and go try to make their own thing out of it. You've got a lot of good stuff happening, Aquarius. You've got a lot of resilience, collaborative work, and your heart. It's just that it may feel like a lot towards the end of the month. So I'm going to encourage you, lighten your load in whatever way you can. Ask yourself, what am I carrying that's not necessary? What can I put down? Because it may feel a little heavy. And I'm just going to say, I'm trying to see what these cards are saying here with these two. Don't entrust someone or anyone with your hard work to run away with it. That's just what I'm getting for that. So I'm just gonna keep saying that. And here's a 7 along with another 7. This one fights for what he believes in. This one tries to go under the radar and steal something from someone else. Cuts corners, takes risks. And this one just holds steady and firm. So I'm going to say, try to embody both of these guys. This is action oriented. So take action. That's going to serve you this month, as well as taking moments to get quiet and reflect on trusting your gut instinct. This card is in line with both of these. So I'm really getting a sense that you'll have a good intuition about who has your same vision in mind. This guy, not so much. This guy, not so much. It's really asking me to share with you that you got to trust your instinct and your gut feeling about who you can trust with all of this work that you're doing and all of this collaborative, productive stuff that you're doing. There's going to be some people that aren't necessarily on board with you. And it's saying you got to really listen in to your inner voice to keep this intact. Don't let anyone run off with your hard work here.